Hey guys, welcome to today's WTF, and as requested so heavily for the longest time that I sit down and use as many WTF products as I could and come up with like a ridiculous WTF tutorial. So I have started out with my Estée Lauder $350 face mask, the Nutriv Ultimate Diamond Revitalizing Mask, and you know, I have used this a bunch. I don't think it's worth the price. I will link all the videos that correspond with the products below. It has been many months since my very first WTF, and I'm now at a point where I can finally do a full face with powder, eyeshadow, bronzer, foundation, primer, just everything. I have a good mix so I can actually do a tutorial. So that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna hop right in. Also, thumbs this video up if you wanna see a complete dupe, like the same kind of a thing, but like maybe not $3,000, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's $3,000, ridiculous. I feel like I'm having like a very Kim Kardashian moment. Well, at least once I start putting the makeup on my face, because clearly right now I look really crazy. So this is a 3-minute mask. I'm gonna go wash it off and we will get to priming with gold. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna start out with this 3Lab lip balm that I have raved about so much. It's $55, but it is so good. I always like to start off with a little bit of a lip balm before I even start my foundation. Now we're gonna move on to the Armani Prima. This is a $100 primer. This helps combat oil. To be honest, I prefer using the custom cover drops now, but this is a really wonderful primer. The difference is this one you can't really use on top of the skin once your makeup is done without it disturbing your makeup. But this one, like especially around your nose, or if you're oily everywhere, you can put it everywhere. But I just like to kind of get it in the areas where I get a little more oily on my T-zone. Now this right here is something that I have already repurchased. This is the new jar. I completely went through an entire other jar of this, and this is from Guerlain. This is a firming, lifting, beautiful makeup base. I take one pump and I apply this. I try to apply this in upward motions. Get all that firming going. And it just helps your foundation to wear and apply better. The next thing I am going to apply is from Bess. And I just take the tiniest little bit. This is an under eye primer, and I like to just kind of pat, and it really depuffs. I will use this as my eye cream. I actually will skip eye cream altogether and just pat this in, and it's really refreshing. It allows your concealer not to crease. It just layers underneath makeup really well, and sometimes heavier eye creams don't. So that's what I think is really special about this one. It is $125, but it is really nice. Next, we're gonna go in with concealer, and I wanna show you guys that I actually picked up the medium shade, and I wanted to give you swatches so that you could see. When you're in the store looking at these side by side, they look pretty much identical, but the light is way too light for me, especially now that I have a little bit of a tan going on. So I got the shade medium. I love this product enough that I went out and purchased a different shade. I'm gonna take this Artis Oval 4, and I am just going to go underneath the eye. This is the medium shade, and I'm going to highlight before I put on foundation today. This is a technique I used to do more often. I don't do this as much anymore because it does tend to be a little bit heavier, and I feel like when it's really hot outside, you want to kind of pass on the heavier makeup, but this is a really beautiful technique where you highlight and conceal underneath your foundation. I'm also going to do a little bit of contouring, and I'm just dabbing this in with a dampened beauty blender. I have not used cream contour in quite a while. In fact, the last time I tried it out, it totally ruined my makeup. So fingers crossed that this goes well. This is a favorite of mine. The kit is $45. There really isn't a high-end contour cream that I swear by or have tried. You can leave me recommendations below in the comments, but we're just gonna go in on the nose. I only like doing this trick when I'm putting foundation on top of it. This is how you create a really nice shadow and make your bottom lip a little bit more pouty. I'm also going to do it a little bit on the top. And then I'm going to find where I want to put my contour and just lightly go down. And now I'm going to take the Artis Oval 6 and I am just going to blend this out. I sound like a demon when I sneeze. Like I terrify people in public. I was holding my sneeze so much when I was at Universal with my family, and my 12-year-old nephew was like, I watched a show on Discovery and holding your sneezes is so bad for you. It's not healthy. And so I've been trying to actually sneeze, but I sound like Satan when I do. Sorry if that scared you. I really feel like there should be a makeup tag out there of like weird faces I make while applying makeup, because it's not cute. I mean, I'm like taking my Ita brush. This does not have any product on it, and I'm just further kind of blending down on the nose and then blending up. We'll put a stronger highlight down the bridge of the nose once the foundation is on, which will slim things out and make everything look a little more blended and perfect. But for now, I'm just making sure that there aren't any harsh lines. I love this foundation. I do not use it that often because I feel in the back of my mind that I'm going to go through it really quickly, and it is $220 and I want to save it. This somehow gives you really high coverage but just looks so natural on the skin, and you do get those skincare ingredients in there with it, and it's just phenomenal. It just looks really, really beautiful. And I'm going to start in the center of the face and kind of fan down and out. And because I have all of that other contour and highlight going on, I am not using a lot of foundation. Like, we're not doing a double layer of thick foundation by any means. I just want it to be a thin veil on top to kind of make everything come together. And then this is a very high maintenance move, but this tool has made all the difference in the world to me. This is the Artis Oval 3, and it allows me to get in right around my nose, where I always have a hard time blending, and also right on the inner portion of my eye and up through here, where you can get foundation that's a little bit patchy if you don't blend out these areas. One of the most common questions that I get regarding powder is, which one do you love more, the La Prairie or the La Mer? I love them both for different reasons. I think if you are addicted to baking, the La Prairie is better. But if you want something that is just going to make the skin look really pretty and set without looking like you're wearing a ton of powder, the La Mer is just stunning. So what I'm doing is I am taking a large brush from IT Cosmetics. This is a large fluffy powder brush. I believe this is $58. And I'm going to kind of just stamp this on my forehead, on my face, up under the eye, even though I am going to bake on top of this. And this just locks the foundation in, but allows it to look really luminous, not greasy, because the particles that are shiny are just so itty bitty. Like, it's a very, very beautiful powder. And then I'm going to go in with the La Prairie right here, this big bad boy, and I'm going to bake. I'm going to take a black beauty blender. And while I'm letting that product set or bake, I'm going to move on to my eyebrows and my eyeshadow. This is something I haven't done a WTF on, but I wanted to use a really high-end brow product just to kind of keep with the over-the-top glamour of this whole tutorial. So I am using a Tom Ford brow kit. The brush that you get in here is actually not half bad. Most little brow kits do not come with good brushes, but this one is quite nice. You get a little spoolie on one end, and then you get your angled brush on the other. So I'm gonna first go in with the lighter shade. I can't just use this alone. I really cannot. I need a brow pencil. I'm gonna go in with an Anastasia brow pencil. This is in medium brown, just because I need to. I need to get my brows done really badly, and it's so hard for me to shape them because there's just not a lot of hairs going on. So the way that I kind of cheat it is by using a thin pencil like this and kind of creating the look of brow hairs. even though there really aren't any. All right, now that I have penciled everything in, now I'm gonna go in with the Tom Ford powder. For eyeshadow today, we are going to use one of my absolute favorites. This is from Tom Ford. This is the Cocoa Mirage Quad. We are also going to dip into this guy right here from Armani, which this is the Spring Summer 2016 palette. I did do a video on this one, and it's mainly shimmers for the eyes. That's why I wanted to use Cocoa Mirage to kind of build up some color in the crease that wasn't shimmery. I'm gonna start out with this lighter cream shade and just kind of dust it all over the lid, under the brow bone. And now we're gonna go in with a couple of Hakuhodo brushes, which are so gorgeous. I bought these at IMATS, I think 4 years ago. It was a big purchase, even with them being discounted. I have the S142 brush that I'm gonna go in with first. I'm gonna take this lighter, kind of a neutral brown. I'm gonna dab the brush in there, and I'm going to start on the outer edge of my eye and just kind of fluff the color in, not being too precise. And now I'm taking a smaller Hakuhodo brush, S146, and I'm going in the step down in the same Cocoa Mirage palette, and I'm just gonna go a little bit lower in the crease, keeping this on the outer edge. Now I'm going to take this Surratt Beauty Smoky eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to wiggle this all over the lid in the crease and just really get rid of any rough edges. I'm going to take this shade right here all over the lid. This is not the most luxurious brush, but it really is the one that I use regardless of what shadow or how much the shadow is or whatever. This is a MAC 230. I'm going to take the same brush, just flip it over, and I am going to take this Queen of Hungary Mist. This is a $90, I don't know what you would call it, setting spray, hydrating spray. It's kind of similar to MAC Fix Plus, but it has a ton of really incredible ingredients. It smells really nice, but it's $90. I don't think it's worth the money. I actually was gonna do a WTF on that, but I was just like, but I bought it, so I still use it. I'm gonna grab this lighter shade in the Armani Spring 2016 palette, and I'm going to pack this right in the center. We're gonna go in with the Tom Ford Eye Defining Pen. This is $60. It is worth every single penny. It is one of the items here that if you are someone that wears a winged liner a lot, this is worth the splurge. It is so good. It does not dry out. I have used this so much. It's probably my most used WTF item altogether. So it has two sides, which I love. I'm gonna go in with the thicker side first. And I am just going to start right in the center of my eye and kind of drag this down. And flick it up. And now we are going to go into curling our eyelashes. This is from Surratt Beauty. It's a $30 eyelash curler, but it has not pinched me one time. It's excellent for curling falsies. It is just one of the best eyelash curlers I have ever used. I love it. There was a list on Refinery 29's YouTubers that splurge on products type of a thing on their Snapchat story. And I was featured twice, which made me feel really good and awful at the same time. I'm like, shoot, I am trying way too many expensive products with this whole series, but it was kind of cool. Anyway, it talked about me repurchasing this mascara. And yes, I did. I am back on it. Loving it, loving life. It is great for that lower lash line. I'm just gonna go in and kind of wiggle the wand upward. And I have half a mind today to really build up my lashes and not go in with falsies. We'll see. This is the Chantecaille Faux Cils Extreme, and this has peptides that help your lashes to grow and it really works. So I feel like part of the price tag goes to the lash growers, kind of like, you know, Latisse, but it's already in your mascara. And we're zoomed out a little bit so that we can get back to the face. So the first thing that I am going to do is actually just take this brush. It looks kind of dirty, but I promise you this is cleaned. I have just had this brush for ages and ages. This is a Hakuhodo number S106. I'm gonna take my Hourglass Ambient Powder, little trio right here, and I am just going to run my brush through the powder, and this is how I'm going to kick off my bake. From there, we're gonna go into this giant bad boy that is so awesome. I love this so much. Start up at the temple, brushing out and back, and then around, and I'm brushing upward instead of getting in this area here. I'm gonna brush upward and kind of fan that color toward my nose. Now we're gonna go in with blush. This has stayed in my closet on display. It's just something like really beautiful that I love having in there. That might be kind of weird, but it's one of those things where I actually show people that come to visit me. I'm like, look, this is blush. Do you believe that? So I'm really proud of this item. I don't use it as much as I should. It's more of a showpiece to me. If you're curious about this product and you want more information, again, I will link all of the corresponding videos below. And I'm just going to go on the apples of the cheeks, and I'm brushing upward. I want a lifted look. I don't want to drag my face down, so I'm trying to keep the blush from drooping. You know what I mean? Makes a big difference. Now we're going to use the $95 highlighter that I don't think is worth the money. This is from Clé de Peau, but I don't really have another highlighter that I wanted to use. That was just like a separate highlight, so it is pretty, it's just not worth the money. And because that just was not enough highlight for me, we're gonna go in with the Pat McGrath. This is the iridescent pink. I'm gonna just dab a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. I am taking this pencil that is $55. Why? Why did I buy this? I didn't even do a WTF on this. I bought it when I was in this whole like, let's find the world's most expensive products. And that was gonna be like a one-time video. I was just like, yeah, let's try it out. When am I ever gonna experience a $55 lip pencil? Look how tiny it is. It only comes in one color. So that's interesting too. It's a very like couture line of makeup. I don't really understand it. That's just me, just throwing it out there. I like expensive stuff, but that is one brand where I'm like, Anyway, okay. So what I just did with the Pat McGrath Cream Highlight, by the way, is really the same concept of highlighting and contouring underneath your foundation. We're gonna go straight on top of this with a lipstick, and the lipstick's gonna be a little bit darker in the areas that don't have that cream, and it's gonna create a more dimensional lip look. So I'm going in with Spanish Pink from Tom Ford. To top the Tom Ford lipstick, I am gonna go in with number 20 gloss from Gucci. We're gonna go back to the eyes for a moment. I'm gonna go back to the Tom Ford palette. I'm gonna grab that lighter shade that we initially used as a transition. I am using a small eyeshadow brush from Kevyn Aucoin, and I'm just going to smoke out the lower lash line. I'm gonna take a little bit of the Pat McGrath highlight, and I'm gonna very carefully go right in the center to kind of match the highlight that is on the lid. And now I'm gonna be super high maintenance. That's like hashtag, that's this whole tutorial. I'm gonna go in with the Marc Jacobs Lash Discovery. This is specifically just like so awesome for your lower lash line. And this helps you to basically not F up your lower lash line because the brush is so tiny. And I really have half a mind to just not add false lashes. I really don't know what to do. Yeah, I'm gonna skip out on the false lashes today, actually, believe it or not. I am going to mist my face with the Queen of Hungary mist. I am gonna give my shoulders a nice little highlight. This is my favorite thing for shoulder highlight. This is the Spotlight Glow from Marc Jacobs. And I literally will go right like that. And over here, I'll do the same. And then I'll just kind of blend it in. And for me, this lasts so much longer than just powder. I am also going to further glow things up with the Tom Ford Soleil Blanc Shimmering Body Oil. Love-hate with this guy because it does make your skin look beautiful. Under some light, it does look a little chunky, glittery, but the scent of it is just amazing. I like everything to have like a nice glow, like you're on vacation, and I'll even put the excess in my hair a little bit. So, I mean, this is a really pretty makeup look, and I am reminded of how much I love the Skin Caviar foundation right now. It feels so nice on my skin, but big, huge, like, disclaimer. You can totally do this look on a budget. So you do not have to have all these fancy items. Yes, I have some absolute favorites. Let me like list the top ones for you right now. The La Prairie foundation, La Prairie loose powder, the Tom Ford eyeliner, and the Chantecaille mascara. Those are like the up there, just, ooh, they're so good. But everything else, I kind of alternate and don't use all the time. So don't think that this is like everything that I use on a daily basis and that's it. It's really not. I actually like a lot of drugstore makeup too. So let me know. I have half a mind to revisit my $20 makeup challenge and do something completely polar opposite. So we have like $3,000 face, and then, you know, maybe next week I'll do the $20 face. Let me know what you think about that. And if you want me to continue WTF and you want me to keep spending cash on these kind of high-end products, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share the video. Leave a comment below, and I hope that you enjoyed this nonetheless and that you're having a marvelous day. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Mwah.